Villains are among the most influential characters in anime. No story would be complete without the villain. They have varied perspectives on the world, yet most fight for the exact cause as the hero. Many villains demonstrate the delicate border between good and evil, while others disregard life itself. Because the villains frequently go through suffering that many people may relate to, they may get sympathy from followers. Their view of humanity differs from socially acceptable values, yet sometimes their explanations make sense. That's why in today's video, we will check the top 10 moving speeches in anime history that actually made a lot of sense. Stay tuned to find out who takes the #1 spot. Coming in 10th place, we have Frieza from the Dragon Ball Z series. One of his best quotes is, "Get it all out. Live boldly, even if it is only for a few more moments." This is what makes Frieza such a memorable Dragon Ball Z antagonist. He enjoys playing with his sustenance. He could effortlessly and mindlessly crush everyone on Namek. However, his thoughts are, where's the fun in that? For Frieza, there is no purpose in being a galactic conqueror if no risk is involved. Fighting Frieza is fearsome not only due to his immense strength, because he will enjoy every instant of his sadistic behavior. Nevertheless, it is also his greatest shortcoming. The fact that Goku was given so much latitude ultimately led to his demise. Though, to be truthful, Goku does this frequently as well. So, just like Frieza, you should live your life with courage and be willing to take risks because life is not fun without risks. Shigaraki believes that villains should not be treated differently from the rest of society. Villains, like everyone else, are dealing with tragedy and suffering. He was rejected by society, so he decided to sacrifice his humanity in order to fight those who mistreat him. In My Hero Academia, the unequal treatment of villains and heroes demonstrates how society lacks compassion. They will continue to fight against the heroes until people start treating the League of Villains appropriately. In Shigaraki's words, everyone deserves to be treated equally. The "not all men are created equal" speech might be one of the most impactful speeches I've ever heard to this day. The anime Code Geass emphasizes the great diversity of human skills, both in person and through its plot. Every person is unique in some way. At the very least, we now understand why Lelouch has so many problems. Not all men are created equal. Some are born more agile, others are born more beautiful, and others are born poor. This is one of the most haunting talks delving into prejudice's disturbing essence. During the funeral of his son Clovis, Charles V. Britannia talks eloquently about inequity. Charles makes significant arguments concerning the inequalities between social classes, the interaction of nature and nurture, and the significance of valuing individual characteristics. He eventually devolves into full-fledged authoritarian rhetoric. He claims that inequality is not inherently bad. He goes on to say that the Empire of Britannia alone inspires advancement, dismissing all else as falling short of its magnificence. This speech demonstrates the allure that totalitarian authorities frequently find in retaining control and superiority, even at the expense of justice. Zeref boards Grimoire Heart's ship to confront Hades about its illegal use of acnologia. Much of humanity's suffering stems from Hades' desire to resurrect Zeref. Because of all his wrongdoings, Zeref claims that the current age is coming to an end. Although Zeref is regarded as the main adversary of Fairy Tail, his presence demonstrates that the border between good and evil is razor thin. Over 400 years, he has seen innumerable lives lost and understands the value of human life, while Hades does not. Zeref declares that all of Grimoire Heart must confess their misdeeds before killing Hades. Doflamingo, often known as Dofi, is a memorable villain in a long-running saga full of great antagonists. He's vying for the title of loudest of the 7 warlords. In a monologue, Doflamingo poses the question of who decided that pirates are evil and marines are righteous. He says that these terminologies have constantly evolved over history. Those who have never witnessed peace have different values than those who have never seen conflict. Those at the top decide what is wrong and what is right. Through his speech, we see that he challenges the ideals of justice and conflict. During Marineford, he makes quite an entry and asserts that the victor of a clash determines what justice is. He demonstrates how one's social standing defines one's ideals. A person who has lived through conflict has a different perspective on the world than someone who has only known peace. Dofi demonstrates that morality is produced by those at the top of the food chain. Doflamingo, while being a wretched scum, seems to be correct on these matters. Meruem poses the question of whether humankind ever listened to the cries of mercy coming from the pigs and cows they slaughter. Meruem, with a few exceptions, has nothing but contempt for humanity as a whole. He considers himself the next step in development and mankind to be nothing more than sheep. This veneer, however, is crumbling as he meets more and more outstanding people. He's not a fool, despite his arrogance. If a human challenges him, he will admit his own fault, a rare occurrence among villains. It won't stop him from annihilating communities completely, but it will offer him more nuance than most. In his speech, he continues to reveal the dark aspect of humanity while confronting Netero. He cannot comprehend the complexity of classism and why some individuals must suffer for others to succeed. He argues that humans fighting chimera ants to protect humanity is pointless. Meruem is not satisfied with the notion that there is disparity among humans. He used intimidation and brutality to attain his objectives, but ultimately sought equality for all people. Askeladd watches a violent incident at a dinner and informs his men that everyone is a slave. He claims that one might be a slave to love, vengeance, pain, and, in this case, money. According to this belief, no one is fully free until they can master themselves. Although someone may believe they are in control, their behaviors and beliefs are influenced by something else. Material objects and the human mind can both control you. Askeladd thinks this feature of humanity to be dreadful because individuals are unable to see that when they treat others unfairly, it shows they are under the sway of someone else. This is kind of mind-blowing, to think that almost anything you have ever done in your life is because you are a slave to something, and there is no such thing as true freedom. But do you think Askeladd's view is correct? Please share with us in the comments. I would really like to know your thoughts on this. Coming in at number 3, we have Light's speech, Death Note. Light's notorious words, "I am Kira," demonstrate how gaining control over who lives and who dies can turn a person into a monster. Light considers himself to be both justice and the god of the new world. The Death Note empowers him and transforms him into a mass murderer. Even when faced with death, Light believes he is the only one who can save the planet. The distinctions between right and wrong blur when attempting to battle evil or stop a war. Light destroys most of the evil in the earth, yet he is regarded as the incarnation of evil itself. So, to simplify it, does it mean to get rid of all evil in the world, must one become the evil itself? In the runner-up position, we have Pain's speech on the cycle of hatred. Pain claims that love is the cause of the pain. When we lose someone close to us, hatred is born. Death is the result of that hatred's vengeance, but there is only greater death in death. This will cause more pain. He goes on to remark that in this wretched world, there is an unending circle of hatred. That he and Naruto want the same thing as Jiraiya-sensei, to create a world of peace. Pain believes that to attain peace, everyone must suffer. During his argument with Naruto, he emphasizes that empathy is the key to achieving his objectives. Peace is an unattainable goal until the world understands what it feels like to lose everything they cherish. Pain is attempting to obtain justice by violence since he sees no other way to exact retribution on his town, family, and friends. Those who suffer will seek vengeance in the name of justice, leading to a vicious cycle of hatred. Madara Uchiha's Wake Up to Reality may be the most famous speech of all time. Madara explains that a yearning starts battles for peace. While speaking with Obito, he clarifies that not everything one desires will proceed as planned. Everyone is doomed to suffer, and that pain can only lead to violence. His wise thoughts stem from his life experiences and the tragedy he has been through. He believes that the bond between hate and love is unbreakable, and that darkness will always follow close behind, no matter what one does to discover the light. Well, that's it for today. Tell us in the comments which speech moved you the most. Also, if you enjoyed the video, please like, share, and subscribe. We really appreciate your support.